Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video, and this is a paid request from Thompson. Thank you so much for that. For those interested, requesting any type of videos, whether it be a reaction, review, re-review, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, full playthrough, movie review, re-review, whatever the case may be, PayPal is the best way to do it. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate your generosity. Now, this is a video he wanted me to react to called Wrestling with Regret, known as the worst pay-per-view ever, Heroes of Wrestling review featuring Adam Blampide. What I will probably try to do is have the footage in there. I don't know how Wrestling with Regret. I've seen other people react to his content, so I would assume he'd be okay with it, at least as long as I give, recognition, a link to their channel to watch it without me blabbing about it. But I figured I would, just give a mention, and I've seen other people have done it, so figured I'd give it a try here. But yeah, let's get into it. I don't know what this pay-per-view is. I don't even know what Heroes of Wrestling is. So it's funny. It mentions Yokozuna. So I would think it'd be WWF, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I haven't watched much of this channel. I've heard of it though. I'm paused at the beginning. Thanks once again, Thompson. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. So definitely, obviously based on the title, based on the footage, it's going through the different types of wrestling. We got skits here, Jim Cornette, which I know those two had a falling out, Jim Cornette and this guy.
You know, folks, we like to have fun here on this show, but that doesn't mean Wrestling with Regret can't get a little serious now and then. With that in mind, this week,
nice action figures. We got Jim Cornette, we got
race relations in America, global warming,
Bret Hart over there,
the
a little bit Macho Man Randy Savage.
Crisis. First off,
So this is kind of like Nostalgia Critic, where it's got skits along with the review.
Now here. Okay.
Just think about Adrian Video Game did it with video games.
Hi, Brian.
Nostalgia Critic did it with movies. Why not someone do it with wrestling?
Hi, Adam. How's it been since my failed attempt at
I'm not really good with skits, so I don't really do
honest,
skit
things are going
stuff.
Great here. People love my rebooking videos. I'm the reigning, defending What Culture heavyweight champion of the world.
What Culture?
Oh, and I just won the Nobel Peace Prize for simultaneously solving.
I've heard of What Culture. I've seen a few of their videos.
Around the world.
So I recognize his voice now that I hear it.
And
well, I came to you because I think I found something for you to review.
Really? For me? Well, okay.
The wrestling guys I've seen reviews of is
Well,
OSW. I've seen some of their videos, and they do a really good job. OSW review.
No, anything. Almost as if
Smiley face must be good. It's a smiley face.
Mysterious.
If it was bad, you gotta be a frowny face, or
Oddly specific.
a face that looks like shit
what's the
itself.
DVD of? Is there anything written on the front of the case?
Yes, it says it's called Heroes of Wrestling. What, have you heard about this show? Do you know anything about it?
You son of a bitch! What evil have you brought before me?
Whoa.
Yeah, what the hell is...
Heroes of Wrestling is only the worst pay-per-view of all time. Just a bunch of
Really?
sad old men writhing around in a pathetic display to try and recapture the glory days, which weren't even gone that long to pine for yet. Jake Roberts at his drunkest, Yokozuna at his fattest. It's awful. It's crap. It's torture.
Drunk
You have
Jake
some nerve
Roberts
bringing
and
this
fat
garbage to me, Adam.
Yokozuna.
Hang on.
Sounds
Have
better
you
than today's
actually seen
product.
this show?
Well,
You gotta see it first, like all the other people online. Can't judge it till you see
that's
it.
weird. I guess I've just read so many negative online reviews about it over the years. I've kind of psyched myself out.
Although sometimes your first thought process is the right one.
You're just basing your opinions on what everyone else has been saying. Tell you what, how about
Maybe
we
they
watch
have a
this
reason for saying that. I've never tasted dog shit, but I bet it tastes pretty bad without me needing to taste it.
Why not? What the hell?
God's even pissed that you want to watch
Did you
it.
hear that?
Yeah, it's probably nothing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
called
let's hope.
Murmur.
Heroes of Wrestling was an event that took place in October of 1999 at Casino Magic in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. In the thick of the Monday
1999
Night
in
Wars,
Mississippi,
promoter Bill
okay.
Stone scooped up just about every unsigned name of yesteryear that he could to make this, on paper, one of the biggest independent shows of all time.
Damn, I'm just seeing clips of
I can't believe there were
Yokozuna
that
to
many
tell
big
it's
names they could get at this time.
bigger than
Why
a
was it so easy to book them for this show?
hot air
I have a
balloon.
feeling we'll find out soon enough.
Saw Jim
The
Neidhart
show
in there.
begins and we're introduced to the announce team, Dirty Dutch Mantel and Randy Rosenblum.
Where's Gordon Soley? Wasn't he
Dutch
advertising to host
Mantel,
the event?
wow.
Well, yes, he
I've seen
was,
his
but he
stuff on
couldn't make it due to
YouTube
health issues.
with the
Getting
guy
sick was the
James.
smartest decision he could have made.
After we hear the ring announcer's curious introduction,
CRISPR Stanford. Hey, that guy's DirecTV. Remember DirecTV? I ain't know DirecTV's around anymore. I remember that. I used to have that back in the day.
we get
What
things
kind of name is
started with a tag
CRISPR?
team between the Samoan SWAT team and a pair of Marty Jannetty and Tommy Rich. Most of Jannetty's offense involves him trying to get the crowd pumped up, and most of Rich's
Wow,
offense
Marty
consists of
Jannetty.
him
Did he murder
standing in the
someone here
corner
too?
and watching.
At a bar?
Go into the ring with the guy, and you can look
And
at
then
him
bury it in the
and
swamp or where the fuck he did it?
he's tired, he's been up all
Marty
night.
Jannetty has to wonder,
Well, if
like,
that's
you know,
the
you look at
case,
Shawn
Samoans
Michaels'
would
his
look at Jannetty
career,
were able to
and then you
figure
look
out
at where
their strategy. The
Marty
Samoan
went to.
Swatters used a steel chair on Jannetty in this opening match because, hey, let the rest of the card figure out how to top it, right? Aside from the gratuitous chair shot, the match is passable old-school pantomime that ends with the SST going over.
I mean, right away you get an idea of just how unqualified Rosenblum is to call this event. He botches a few names of moves, not only in this match, but throughout the entire night.
Reversal and slam takedown. He's like the 3 o'clock there. Another chop to the head. Off the ropes and the flying leg kick. Mobility.
flying leg kick.
And now he's going to body slam him. Off the rope.
Body.
I
Yep,
mean,
that's
I
a
feel
body
bad for
slam.
Dutch
Yep,
here,
when
but
you
to be
hit
honest,
someone on the
he's not
fucking ropes.
exactly a cunning linguist in
Yeah,
himself.
body slam.
You don't have to be a brain-sized scientist to know what's coming next. You know, when you get picked up in this,
A
you're going down,
brain-sized
you're going down.
scientist. What the
That
fuck?
Samoan drop, are you going down? He has altered it a little bit there. That is the face buster. In either case, hit work.
Up next is a match between Greg Valentine and George
hell
Steele.
happened to Dutch
Who was
Mantel? Is it-
bored
I
here
bet
being crazy.
stuttering?
He looks more like a dad being led to the lawyer's office by his
God,
daughter
George
to
Animal
change
Steele
his
looks
will.
so depressed to
Maybe there
be
was some lead in
here.
those turnbuckles.
Steele
It's
and
like
Sherry
he
Martel are an item for some reason.
got away
in
from the
show, but as
home.
the match goes on, Sherry's real intentions become clear.
I think
Sherry's going to help him out. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
She's working on the animal. What's going on here?
This whole match is a mess. Not only has Sherry's heel turn been terribly overbooked, the referee is a total dingus. He fails to notice the foreign object even when he's looking right at it, and somehow doesn't see when Sherry hits Steele with a chair. At least one person in the audience saw it coming.
him, telling him, okay, baby.
After
Hey,
the
George,
match,
you got a
George
chair.
sells a chair shot from Valentine. You know, the same weapon that knocked him out for the 3 count when Sherry used it seconds earlier.
Psychology.
Did anyone really give a shit about Great Valentine? I gotta be honest. Did anyone really give ever a fuck about Great Valentine? He's one of those guys that's literally some classic wrestler, but he's one of the guys that you hear his name, but do people really give a
Jordan
shit
Dutch
about his
Mantel
matches?
commentary
Really?
is- Oh, damn it.
That's right,
Who
baby.
knows?
Kevin's happening on Heroes of Wrestling. Oh my, what a beautiful production.
Yeah, makes sense that the demon from the underworld would appear in something as ungodly as this show.
What? Demon of the underworld? What are you talking about?
Don't ask. It's a long story. The commentary here was already bad enough, Lou, but you were just making things worse.
This Julio, look at this Julio. Look at the Scorpio that he's with. Look at the talent they have here tonight. If you don't get out there and you don't win, you don't make the money. I mean, you make something, but you're not progressing.
The fuck is that talking about?
But this Julio Sanchez, look at that.
Excuse me.
You make the money, but you don't make the money, and then you have the money, but then you don't have the money anymore.
Saying Julio's name.
What do you mean? This is the way I talk. This Julio, this Efty back, this Ollie, this
Julio.
Evan Ashray, Billy.
I'm Adam.
Looks like a constipated CM
This
Punk
match is fun to
Julio.
watch, but it gets kind of botchy. The biggest highlight is when Dis Julio decks a kid as he goes into the crowd. Later, he pushes the ref into the ropes, and Scorpio hits the turnbuckle with his butt, but has to sell he landed crotch first.
2,000 jammed into this barn at the casino.
Yeah, people would notice that he landed on his butt.
What?
The match ends when Scorpio completely whiffs the tumbleweed, but gets a 3 count anyway. So how do you cover up the botch? Just show a replay of the move from an even worse angle.
Hey, forget about all that now.
Oh boy.
Like the other angle, it wasn't that bad, but then they put it to the angle where you could clearly see he missed. Got Captain Lou Albano. Listen, dude. Stay with the Mario Brothers cartoon show. Do the Mario.
Now, as the commissioner, I'm going to be completely fair. Call it right
Just
down the
stick with
middle.
that,
We're gonna have
okay,
shows all over
dude?
the world. There's going to be meet and greets and festivals,
Side to
carnival
side.
rides,
Do the
and
Mario.
There's gonna be the
Just
Heroes
stick with
of
that,
Wrestling
dude.
Network.
Wait,
There's gonna be
Lou,
restaurants. There's
Lou,
gonna be...
stop, Lou. Heroes of Wrestling isn't around anymore. This is the one and only show they ever did. Don't you know that?
Really?
Captain Lou Albano is one of those guys that I remember more for other types of pop culture, like
Oh, Billy, they never told me. They never
the
told me.
Goonies music video I think he was
I gotta
in,
go.
and then the Mario cartoon show.
What just happened?
Save that for your channel, man. Up next is a barn burner, folks, as the Bushwhackers take on Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik.
Wait, Brian, they are not the Bushwhackers. They are the men formerly known as the Bushwhackers.
Look at Butch, formerly the Bushwhackers.
Just like how in tonight's main event, King Kong Bundy is scheduled to face the man formerly known as Yokozuna.
WWF champion, the former Yokozuna.
Okay, fine, but I mean, if the names are copyrighted, isn't this just a super lame way to try and get around it?
Well, hell, you can't blame him for trying. Okay, I'm starting to feel like things are getting ominous.
Well, I guess, they're able to still use Yokozuna, and it's like, well, we want to use it, but we can't use it, so just they thought that was a happy medium.
Oh, who am I kidding? This match was a wreck, and you know it. Let's start with
the Iron Sheik.
manager who can't even introduce
Go
his
to
guys
fuck you in the
properly.
camel clutch. Fuck you and make you humble. See, if Iron Sheik started talking like that to the Bushwhackers, then maybe that would work.
After the disgusting visual of the Bushwhackers licking...
You see, Bushwhackers, stop
they
licking
tried to
people,
get
don't
USA
put you in the
chant
camel clutch,
going,
go to
which makes
fuck
about
you
as
until
much
you're
sense
humble.
as when Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho got that chant against La Resistance.
Still to come tonight, inside the steel cage. Live tonight, Snitsky versus Cage.
USA is like, nobody is from the USA.
Kicking, punching, and choking clinic. These guys are so immobile. I counted fewer than 20 bumps between the four of them in this 9-minute
I mean, the
match.
Bushwhackers, let's be
in a
honest,
rare
the
showing of
Bushwhackers were
tenderness,
never
Volkov looks to be
good.
laying Luke down for a nice nap. Oh wait, I'm sorry, that's supposed to be a.
And Volkov looks like he could barely move. He looks like a drunk Teletubby.
Rosenblum, what are you trying to do here? This match is like watching four old guys wandering around looking for their keys. Even the referee is sick of it.
It's like watching four drunk hippos trying to play Hungry Hungry Hippo while they're high on
Next,
meth.
it's the Four Horsemen versus the
Jesus
Midnight
Christ.
Express. Well, one from each team at least, as Tully Blanchard takes on Stan Lane.
Horseman versus Midnight Express? Hey kids, remember wrestling? Earlier in the day, Blanchard, cosplaying as an insurance salesman, was jumped by Sweet Stan, who looks like a hybrid of Ric Flair and early 90s Sting. After collecting himself, Blanchard cuts a hell of a badass promo.
10 years.
He doesn't look like Ric Flair and Sting, I agree.
10 years all of a sudden at one time. It's bubbled up inside me.
Looks like
And
a
everybody that's ever screwed me, anybody that's ever done
worse
me
than
wrong,
Office.
is all coming out.
Whoa, finally a match I'm excited about seeing. It took them long enough.
Well, don't get too excited. I mean, a promo's one thing, but the match could still be crap. We have no idea how rusty these two are going to be in the ring.
A little bit more respect regardless of what happened earlier today. Oh, big hip toss by Blanchard.
That is painful. Tully's thinking some
Well, you know, the ladies that come to the matches, they're going to...
So you mean these two actually seem like they give a shit about actual wrestling?
Well, imagine that. This match is actually exceeding my expectations.
Yeah, no kidding. It looks like these guys are actually still in shape. I mean, look at them go.
This has been a war between Stan Lane and Tully Blanchard.
Ooh, nice suplex.
1,
2.
2, 3. Wait a minute.
Is that it? That Stan Lane win?
Stan winning?
It looked like Ty Wheeler counted to 3, and now he's saying no.
Now he's waving it off.
He did wave it off.
Wait a
He's
minute.
reversing the decision, and he gave it an illegal move.
So, wait.
Illegal move?
Exactly. I mean, the announcers
What
seem
illegal
totally
move?
clueless as to what's been going on, but to be fair, they've been like that all night.
Yeah, let's look at it again. Okay, I see what's going on now. It's one of those old school dusty finish type spots where both guys have their shoulders down, but the guy getting pinned gets his shoulder up at the last second, so the person on the offensive actually loses the fall. It can be a really good way to end a match in a dramatic twist, but everybody has to be on board to make it work. That includes the announcers who couldn't have given less of a shit at this point.
2.
3. Wait a minute.
Is that it? That's Stan Lane win?
Stan winning?
So undoubtedly,
Yeah.
the best match on the card is ruined by a confusing finish. Well, if that isn't an omen that we should just give up now, I don't know what is.
Hey man, it was your idea to review this.
That was a really lame finish. It's like one didn't want to go over on the other, so okay, well, technically he won, but he screwed up, and no one wants to finish like that. It just kind of leaves a bitter taste in
Up
your
next, we have
mouth.
the one-man gang taking on the human tomato juice dispenser, Abdullah the Butcher. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this.
One-man gang
Things
looks
get
like
off
he
to a
shit his
wild start as
pants.
The one-man gang gently taps Abby in the head with the chain while stomping loudly on the mat. Not sure that's how it's supposed to work, but what do I know? I'm not a hero of wrestling.
How did you
And
barely
oh
move?
my God, the blood.
He got him with the fork. Look at that. Abdullah's got the fork.
Oh my god, fork, really? Garbage fucking wrestling
There are
bullshit.
kids in the audience.
Oh, is he drinking the blood? Oh,
Well, he's called the Butcher. I mean, what do you expect? He's called the fucking Butcher.
In the middle of the ring.
You mean the Butcher
Oh,
is
God,
bloody?
Shut the hell up already!
So after all that gore, the match ends when the referee throws the match.
It's like they
out
knew they
for
couldn't wrestle. They knew they
reasons.
couldn't
That does
move.
it. I hate
They knew
wrestling now.
they couldn't
This
do
pay-per-view
anything.
successfully made
So just
me
add in
hate
this trash
wrestling.
of the fork
Hey,
and
don't look now, but
blood.
the next match might actually
Because
be
we
okay.
knew we could
It's
give you
Jimmy
anything
Snuka taking on
else.
Bob Orton.
In a room that is definitely not a refurbished storage closet with a slapdash poker table thrown in, we see surveillance footage showing Randy's dad cheating at cards. Well, I've seen blood feuds started over less.
My man can suplex from his knees, brother. He's so good, so fine. He's so sweet. This is the man of the
Oh, the murderer. Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Got away with murder.
Cowboys dander up. Can't wait to step in the ring with you, Snuka. And Albano, stick your nose in there one time. I'll slap you, boy.
I feel like Orton and Albano, like they are wasted on this show. These guys are genuine legends of wrestling, and this is their gold watch, or rather a tin watch painted yellow.
Snuka and the Ace have a serviceable match here, though nothing too special. The highlights include Orton working on Snuka's arm for a legit.
That's the thing,
5
people
minutes.
don't
The announcers argue
Remember,
about the marriage.
Snuka at one point was like bigger than Hogan, or as big as Hogan. And then the whole thing with he pretty much killed his girlfriend, and then Vince McMahon hushed it up.
And then
But like people
suddenly-
knew that Snuka kind of went away, and that's why you saw him like disappear.
Are they saying Bob's up?
Yes. Yes, Brian, they are. Let's just move on. After an assist from Captain Lou, Snuka wins the match with his trademark flying crossbody.
Well, good. You know, that match, it wasn't amazing, but it told a good story, and the crowd was really into it. For the first time all night, I can say I had no problems watching this match.
So finally, it's time for, you know what?
I was wondering they don't
We made it
reference
this far,
that.
but I really don't think I can go through
Nice
with
reveal
this.
there.
Oh, come on, Adam. I know the show's been bad so far, but I
No,
mean...
no, it's not just that. It's just, well, look
Gotta
at
go to
this
the bathroom.
photo.
You don't want to play cards with me because I'll cheat. You want to play 21? I got 22. You want to play blackjack? I got 2 of those too. You want to play aces and eights? Maybe I got too many of those too. Mr. Cameraman, get your ass back up here. Hello? I'm talking to you. DDT, DDT, DDT.
God, he is drunk and high as fuck.
That is really hard to watch.
Look, this show took place in a really bad time of his life, and it just seems cruel.
Yeah, you
to
tell.
poke
I
fun
mean,
of
this is
him with
before,
his
obviously, with Jake
substance
Roberts
abuse
got cleaned up. He there's a lot of stuff going on in his life, a lot of ups and
We don't want
downs.
to come off as insensitive jerks kicking a guy when he's down, or... Hang on. Maybe it's not so bad.
What do you mean?
Think about it, Adam. Why do we talk about heroes of wrestling?
Because it's a show stuffed to the gills with awful?
Yeah, overall everything is bad, but why do we talk about heroes of wrestling?
Because it's a shit show.
Because of Jake Roberts.
Exactly. If it weren't for Jake's drunken antics, nobody would even remember that this show existed. But because of that massive meltdown that took place in the main event, it not only brought more awareness to this cesspool.
And I liked Jake Roberts back in the day. I thought he was great on promo. The DDT was such a killer finish. And Sally, like, his inner demons, his dad being a complete piece of shit, what happened to his sister. He did a lot of terrible things throughout the years because of being affected by that kind of turmoil in his brain and affected by drugs. But a lot of horrible stuff in his childhood, to be fair. So it's a shame. I'm glad he's clean. Seems to be doing well nowadays. That's nice to see.
Wait, no, I've changed my mind.
God help us. So here are the cliff notes. First, Jake makes his way down the ramp, his tonsils swimming in Jack Daniels. He waits a minute.
Yeah, you tell he's just not into it.
Walk back. Look, to me, this has got to be a psychological ploy, if you ask me.
Exactly what it is.
Psychological ploy. Right.
The announcers were desperate to come up with something.
Debate with the promoter, Jake runs back out to the ring area and proceeds to sexually assault a fan.
Neidhart leaves the ring here, no doubt asking himself what he'd done in a past life to deserve working a match with this.
It felt like Jake ran off, probably like to puke or try to take something to clear his head.
The combination of age and abused substances make it a bit of a chore to watch. But 5 minutes into the match, the real fun begins.
And the Anvil's out of here. The Anvil's out of sight. He's gotten out of
He's using the snake as a dick, and the women like, yay!
Boy, the guys in the back couldn't cut away to a disinterested crowd fast enough, or for long enough.
We eventually cut back to Jake lying in the middle of the ring with a snake on top of him. Perhaps he's hoping that he'll fall asleep and the world will just fade away.
And Jim Neidhart is just wondering, what the hell am I doing here? Why am I here? Again, probably a guy that's like, man, look at what Bret Hart's doing. Bret Hart is doing all this stuff. He's champion, WrestleMania, the big payday they got in the WCW, all that.
God bless
and now look where I'm at.
To work around Jake's corpse
and with
for a few minutes, right up until
King Kong Bundy, who has been relevant since fucking WrestleMania 2.
Neither of them with the legal man.
Like, seriously, since WrestleMania 2, what the fuck has King Kong Bundy done? Bunda, you big fat piece of shit.
Jake Roberts is the undisputed
I was thinking of Jim Cornette. Like, I think that's what Teddy Long had told Bundy. Bunda, you big fat piece of shit.
The event comes to a close when Jake is too out of it to even hit Baby Bundy with anything, leaving Yokozuna, the man who's made only of tits, to send the fans home happy.
God, Yokozuna,
and that was Heroes of Wrestling.
He really was
bigger. That's literally the nicest thing I can say about it. This crime against wrestling.
And that's the thing with Yokozuna is that they wanted him to lose weight. They said, we want you here, but you need to lose weight. He just would not do it. In fact, he went somewhere and he got even fatter.
And you've got one for the ages.
In spite of the dumb finish, Blanchard Lane was easily the match of the night, but they would have had to work hard to avoid that. Either one of them could have wrestled a broom and it still would have won top honors.
But even if the show had nothing but 5-star classics, it still probably would have been their one and only Heroes of Wrestling event. It fell well short of the break-even goal of 40,000 pay-per-view buys. Promoter Bill Stone was hoping to run multiple events on a quarterly basis, but those never happened.
Because, I mean, I think people knew what kind of show this was before.
I can't help but smile.
They probably heard about Jake Roberts' antics.
Saying you have no idea how much
King Kong Bundy, again, hasn't been relevant for like a decade. Bushwhackers, older and much less relevant.
How can I take you seriously?
You'll find out soon enough, Zane. Look out, look out, look out.
That did look like an awful show, like a god-awful show.
Well, Brian, after all that insanity, maybe I could talk for a bit about how I would have booked it?
You know, Adam, I gladly welcome your take on this nightmare. I'd love to hear how you would have booked Heroes of Wrestling.
Oh, thank you.
Cancel the whole thing.
Beg pardon?
There you go.
I wouldn't have booked this show if you had paid me $1 million, billion, schmillion dollars. Apart from Blanchard and Lane, I would have told every wrestler to piss off. I would have taken every single wrestler who approached that venue. Bill
if I was paid $1 million, I would book it and then run away, and you never hear my ass again.
Into the fiery abyss for even thinking about putting on this show.
Watch it, your veins don't pop out.
With you, Adam, this show isn't just the worst thing that happened to wrestling or to pay-per-view or.
It's just a lot of. It just was a pathetic-looking show.
All time, the people who created this show could not have possibly.
Just looked very pathetic. Just people over the
Heroes
hill.
of Wrestling was clearly cooked up by the devil himself. Okay, that's really starting to concern me now.
Someone say my name.
Whoa, what's happening? Look,
I mean, I've never
for
really been
anyone
into
else in this
skits.
video.
I mean, some of Angry Video Game Nerd skits I don't mind, but they were never my favorite bits
You're
with
precisely
videos.
correct, Mr. Zane. It was me all along.
I told you you'd pay, Zane. He's finally here. The Dark Lord is here.
Quiet, you.
Aw, the devil himself. You are the one responsible for Heroes of Wrestling.
Of course I am. No mere mortal could have been evil enough to create something as terrifying as this. Heroes of Wrestling ruined countless careers and left a permanent scar on the psyche of foolish humans like you. It's some of my finest work.
I don't know about Permanent Star. I'd never even heard of the damn show.
Such blight upon the world.
What can I say? I live to destroy the good feelings.
Is it the worst pay-per-view? I don't know. There was that one pay-per-view where Hulk Hogan got banned by a mummy. And there was a fight with fucking
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, actually, that explains a lot, really.
monster
Putting
trucks.
all of those old wrestlers together was
I
a
mean,
recipe for disaster, and I loved every minute of it.
Would that be
It will
better
go
or
down as
worse?
Some of my best fantasy booking ever.
There's a bit where, wasn't there one where a guy fought a drone? I don't know. It definitely seems really shitty, though.
You've unleashed the devil.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have
There's a
done that.
curiosity to watch that thing all the way through. Not that it,
Not.
you know it
Besides,
sucked, but just
watching WWE these days
No.
is like hell on earth anyway.
Heyo.
Oh me.
Dutch Mantel ever talked about this. Kind of curious. I'm just going to type heroes. I'm just curious if there's. Oh yeah, I mean, it's only 4 minutes long, but yeah. Well, there's a couple videos. Oh, there's a whole. Okay, a year ago, yeah, Heroes of Wrestling, pay-per-view revisited with Dutch Mantel. Okay, I definitely have to watch this then. Because what's funny is I don't watch wrestling anymore, but I like the old stuff. The old stuff interests me. I like finding out about old stuff. You know, even finding out stuff about this. I find intriguing the history. And I do watch some podcasts, like when I have time. I watch Jim Cornette, Maven. I like his stuff. I really got into Stevie Richards, the Stevie Richards show. That's been really good. Some of Dutch Mantel stuff. That's pretty much it. I know there's others. Undertaker, and you know, don't watch much of that. I like Undertaker, but is trying to think. Eric Bischoff. The guy seems like he's full of shit a lot of the time. He'll tell you, I don't know. That guy just seems like a big bullshit artist. There's Vince Russo. I can't stand the guy. I know people like Vince Russo, but bro, listen, bro. We're talking about this story, bro. Listen, bro. I just can't stand the motherfucker. People like him, that's fine. I just can't stand him. So yeah. But I mean, this was interesting to hear. So yeah, it's considered the worst pay-per-view of all time by a lot of people. Well, I mean, something's got to be the worst, right? So yeah, the Bushwhackers over the hill, which honestly, they were never that good to begin with. The only thing people remember is this. Or them licking faces, which at times was weird, because if they're licking a kid's face, just fucking weird. I don't want anybody, if I had a kid, I wouldn't want anybody licking his face. But, you know, doing this, you know, and the music. But can you remember one match, one promo, one anything? No. And then Volkov, he looked like a fucking drunk whale trying to move through water in slow motion. Iron Sheik, that was a point where he couldn't do shit. There's that story when he was in WCW, they paid him, then he was so fucking bad, they sent him home, and then they forgot he was signed, So he got signed for another year. Then they made him do jobs, but he was so terrible doing jobs, he went home again. So, rest in peace, the Iron Sheik. What was the other ones? Jake Roberts, yeah, he looked drunk as hell. When he went up and went back, I wouldn't be surprised back there if he threw up or give me something and try to go along with it. Jim Neidhart looked embarrassed. Yokozuna, he really was just fattest that he could be, and sadly that led to his death. King Kong Bundy, you big fat piece of shit. And yeah, that's a Jim Cornette quote that I love. Yeah, other than that one match with Tully Blanchard, it looked like there was nothing but jack shit. Again, Jimmy Snuka, murderer extraordinaire. Yeah, I can see this was a shit show. But good video, very good video. I did like it. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. Thanks once again, Jack Thompson, for the request, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.